Let's do this. Oh no, I don't want to set up a live video, Dave. I want to just find the live video that I've already got, Dave. Should be live. Is it playing? I don't know. I don't know. If you can see me, I'm really sorry I can't see anything. Oh, there you go. You can. I can see me. Hello. Hello. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing to say hello to. Just one of those. Just one of those days. Let's put the comments on where I can see. Dawn Lewis is already here. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for joining me. I've got the iPad up the wrong way. Oh well. Never mind. Let's turn my sound down so that I can't hear myself. Yes, well, I finished that file folder folio. Flynn's file folder folio finale was last week, so if you tuned in for that, it's gone. I think I'm going to have a Etsy store and sell all of these. I keep saying that, but you know, so if you could see what was behind me, it's like an avalanche of junk journalism going on over there. So junk journalism. I don't know whether that's a phrase or I've just coined it. So I'll just warn you, I have a problem with swallowing, okay? I have that sensation, well, it's not just a sensation, I do get food stuck at the back of my throat. And at the moment, I've got that sensation. I ate something earlier and perhaps I shouldn't have eaten before I did this, so... I have medication for it and all sorts, but, you know, it's one of them things, isn't it? So, it's a horrible sensation. Anybody's ever had anything stuck at the back of their throat? I kind of feel that for like hours, and I try all sorts of things. One of the best things that works, I'll just tell you, if you ever get something stuck at the back of your throat and you're really starting to get a bit panicky about it, you can still breathe. If you can't breathe, then, you know, you need to do other stuff. Somebody else needs to come to your rescue. But if you've got that sensation, one of the best things that works, and it works for me, is I do feel a little bit like a 1970s hedgehog when I do it, is dipping some bread into some milk and eating that, because what it needs is you need the moisture at the back of your throat to help it go down. Just putting more and more stuff down, no, stop doing that, because you're not going to push it down. What you need to do is you need to provide it a bit of moisture. So you've been warned. So maybe try that. The other thing to do is drink is like Coca-Cola or something fizzy, not Coca-Cola, Pepsi, no, Aldi Coke. Doesn't matter. I'm not a brand snob at all. Although I do prefer Pepsi. If you want to sponsor me, Pepsi, that's fine. Drink something like that, because the fizziness also helps. Apparently carbon dioxide helps it to kind of break down. So just so you know, but I've tried all of those and it's still not gone. So it doesn't always work, but it does sometimes. So you didn't tune in for those tips, did you? Anyway, you got them. So it's a bonus. Think of it as a bonus feature. Other thing not to do is don't look at my nose today. I have acne rosacea. I can never say it, and I get a breakout across here, and for the last few days I was thinking I'm not going to be able to do this live. I was going to cancel it because I looked terrible, but it's not that bad. It's a bit scabby. But don't look at my nose. You can look at anywhere else but not my nose. All right, I'm going to move the camera now, because we're going to get on. So don't rotate your phone, I'm not rotating it, I'm just trying to place it. Get on there, put that on there. Right, you can see the mat, can't you? That's all that you need to see. Oh, hang on. I like tripped myself up. Myself a mischief with that wire. Okay, so I need something. I'm going to bring in. Oh, I'll just put an envelope on here because that's part. Let's put that there, and hopefully you won't get that horrible light splodge. I hope it's in the right way, in the right place. No, it's a bit over there. Right. Okay. So, what are we here for today? Okay. So, stupidly, Dave has moved his stuff, and I don't know. Aha, there it is. So this is what we're here for today. So this is one I made. I did make another one, but stupidly I've left that downstairs. This is I made one with extra pockets on, so this one's got less pockets. So this is what we're here for. Okay, so this is multi-pocketed, lots of different places, tucks, pockets, you name it, it's here. There's lots of different places for you to put interesting objects of desire or objet d'art. The one I did downstairs has been sewn down the middle. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on to it, Dave. Okay, so what do you need? Well, you are going to need, no expense spared, a bill envelope. I know that you struggle to get hold of these, don't you? These bill envelopes. You know, if only we got bills. Any adult will know struggling to get bills is not something you struggle with. I get loads of bills. So these billing envelopes. Okay, so this is from New Zealand. This is from somebody called Christina, who kindly sent me those. I've been sent envelopes from America, and then these are ones from the UK. Okay, so the only difference with these is they've been coffee dyed, and they've been kindly done so by my lovely friend Brian. Okay, because apparently he's kind of got a coffee dyeing empire going on at the moment. So, okay, you can use these bigger ones, but we'll come to that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an envelope. Now I'm going to use one of the UK ones because most of you guys are in the UK. And I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do is you need to seal it up. Now, if you've been coffee dyeing, they don't always seal. Okay, so not that kind of seal. Don't clap on your own, Dave. Somebody will throw you a fish. So, I'm on form today, by the way. Well, I say form. You say crazy. You say potato, I say potato. No, shut up, Dave. Oh, by the way, just to point out, why do I say shut up, Dave? I say shut up, Dave, to stop myself repeating it. Not because I disapprove of what I'm saying. I get like echolalia, as you know, and even I get it from myself. So if I say something out loud, I have to repeat it like loads of times, and then I drive myself insane. So once you've sealed it down, sorry, don't just do this, Dave, without telling anybody. Once you've sealed it down, you're just going to need to take the very top bit off, okay, because that's going to form one of your pockets. So you're just going to take the slightest slither. The slightest slither, you know, after doing Flynn's file folder folio finale, you don't want to be starting with the slightest slither, so you can't even say it. There we go. So cut that bit off. Okay. And now what we've got is we've got a little bit. Now, if you open your bills like this, then, you know, obviously you are savouring that moment of opening that bill. Too much, perhaps. But I don't. I'm just kind of like, yeah, open it, just open it. Okay, so, if it snags like this, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's part of the junk journalism. Sorry, I feel like I need to sing today. I've been singing. Sing a song, make it simple to last you. We won't go any further. Then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it over. Okay. You've got to decide where you want your window. Okay. Do you want it on the outside? Or do you want it on the inside? Okay. And I'll show you the difference in a second. Okay. So I'm having it on the outside. And you're going to fold it over, and this is so simple, and you're going to think, why on earth did I even bother tuning in for this? Okay, and then you're going to fold one of the edges over. How far? Up to you. If you want to fold it right over here, it's not going to look like a great pocket, but that's entirely up to you. Who am I to argue or say anything? I am no one. I am me. I am little old moi. So what I've done is, on this one, I've folded it out, and this one I've folded it in, okay? So you can fold them both out, you can fold them both in, okay? If you're going to fold it in, sorry, make sure you kind of get them a bit aligned. At least give it a try, Dave. Just try and do it today, Dave. There you go. Fold it in. And that's it. Right, bye. No, don't go. Don't go. I'm making myself laugh. I can't see whether, if anybody's commented, I can't see your comments. So what we've done is we've created this. Now, what you now need to do is start thinking about how you're going to lay it out. Now, if you look at this one, what I've got is the one I've got downstairs, which I forgot to bring up, has got this one is an actual extra pocket as this one is, okay? So you've got a pocket on the outside, which is this one, okay? You open it, yeah, and then this one has got two little tucks here, so that would go here, okay? Then you've got another pocket, which is here, which is very similar to this, yeah? And then on the back, you've got your windowed envelope. So on the back, we've got our windowed envelope, okay? If you want to fold it a different way, or you want to cut the other end off, so the other thing you can do is seal it. Try a simple sealing technique, Dave, rather than waiting for sticky wet glue to dry. So stick it down like this. Okay, so I've done a few now, so I've kind of got, you know, I was going to say I've got the hang of it, but like clearly I haven't got the hang of life yet, and I'm 51, so oh, try not to stab yourself with the knife. Okay, slice it off, and I'm slicing the bottom off this time. Okay, and what that will give you then is, because of the location of the window, you can have the window at the front, but the window at the front will be at the top this time. Okay, and if you notice, these billing envelopes, when you fold them, they just kind of just fold right where the end of the window is, okay? And then if you fold a little pocket, yeah, you've still got that same pocket. What you are going to miss out on is that window. So I would suggest you folded it. That still didn't sound like it. I kind of got my words out properly, didn't it? So me and my worms, you know what I'm like with my worms. So I would fold it in, and then you've got that little hint of a window, The reason for that is, if you gave this to someone, lots of people, unless you kind of rip it like I've done here, wouldn't necessarily know that there was anything in there. And you could then have this pocket folded in, or you could have it folded out. For bulkage, now I know all about bulkage because I've got plenty of bulkage myself. I'd fold it out, because otherwise you're going to end up with like a bit of an alligator going on. Okay, so that's the original way. If it's a bit chaotic today, I apologise profusely. You could, of course, have it opening the other way. You know, it's like, is it Arabia that read from right to left? I don't know. Don't quote me. There are lots of countries in the world that do it, apparently. Sorry, I have to have a drink. It just calms me down for the moment. Okay, so that's those two. Okay, so you can do it like that. Okay, if you are using an American envelope, okay, folding it in half. I've been reluctant to use these envelopes, but I've been assured that you guys in America can still get bills delivered, and you will still be able to send me the envelopes. It's surprising that you still get bills. So folding that one in and folding that one out. So it does exactly the same thing. So I know I'm just making folds, but I just kind of want you to see how easy it is. So I've done exactly the same with that, folded it. The only difference with the larger envelopes is, unless they've got a window in, they're not terribly exciting, but they're so easy to do. I mean, like, look how easy that is. You could put in a few pages and make it like a little booklet with a little tuck thing either side. So simple. So because I've made one of those as a demo, I'm going to make one of these. So this is what you do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is literally sew. I'm going to sew down the middle. So it will require you to have a bit of forethought. Get your words out. Forethought. Okay, because if you are sewing this kind of paper, it will disintegrate or fall apart. Okay, you know, after time, anybody that's ever coffee dyed anything knows it becomes a little bit more, a bit stiffer, but it becomes a little bit more fragile. So sewing it, you need to reinforce it. So just think of, you might have to start thinking about, oh, what am I going to put with it? How am I going to have it? You know, I don't really worry about that because anybody that's ever seen my work will probably think it's a mess anyway. So I'm going to use this because I like it. I like this fabric. I believe I have a bow tie in this, so because all of these are offcuts from when Brian's made bow ties, so, or masks. I've probably got I've either got a bow tie or a mask in this. Okay, so, and if I haven't, I want to know why, because I normally get all the samples to try. So so what's having friends that are otherwise crafty? It's the benefits. It's the fringe benefits. Right, I'm just going to cut this bit off. Just to be able to, sorry, remember what happens when I cut, as I kind of go a bit silent. Concentrating, Dave. Trying not to have shaky hands on camera. It's a good job I'm not a surgeon. I'd never shut up long enough to be a surgeon, would I? So you'd have been on the table, opened up for a long time before I finally got round to doing anything. Perish the thought. So, anyway, I can't believe, I've got to say this. I'm going to say this out loud. And please don't hit me or send me horrible messages or whatever. But it'll soon be Christmas. I can't believe it'll soon be Christmas, though. Because how did we get to that? How did it get to being soon be Christmas? What happened? I mean, like, I think this year has gone like that. Now, you might think differently, because if you've been in lockdown or on furlough or self-isolation or whatever, but I've worked all through it. And although I've only had 1 week off in the last 12 months, sorry, it's me having a panic attack. I've only had a week off in the last 12 months. I've got a lot of holiday to use this new annual year, trust me. Although I feel absolutely shattered, I think the year has gone really quickly. Sorry, what I'm doing is I'm just gluing this down, because if you're going to sew something, the sewing, if you're sewing it onto paper, remember it's not going to be, it's going to be a bit fragile. So sorry, just had a wet nose on my elbow. It's a good job it's clothed today. Hello, Worcester. Don't stand on that pedal, you'll turn the sewing machine on. So, a good boy. Have you seen something? What was it? A squirrel? Terrible, isn't it? Those squirrels. So, okay. Thank you for that. My shirt's a bit untucked on the side, so he found that fleshy bit and decided to stick his nose on it. So, because he's good like that. He likes to share the love, his goober. The love of goober. Okay, so what I've done is I've just stuck that down the spine, and that's just to reinforce it. And the reason why I want to sew it is I just want to create a division on this bit here. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to sew. Okay, Worcester, out of the way, otherwise you get your nose sewn to this. Who knows what will happen there? Oh, sorry, can you not get out? I'll move the tripod. There you go. Should be able to get out now. Okay, off you go. Good boy. I'm doing a live. I know, I can't help it. Sorry that you're not the centre of my attention today. You've been the centre of my attention for the last 6 days. So, okay, folks, I know this is not on camera, but I'm just going to do a bit of sewing. Sounds like I'm being confident with this, so I'm not. I'm just kind of thinking, winging it, thinking, don't know. This might be right, might be wrong. Who knows? We'll only know when we turn it over. Okay, so, oh, it's not bad. It's not perfect. It's not bad though. It's a straight line. It's just not in the right place. Oh, the story of my life. The right thing in the wrong place. There we go. So, let's cut it. Cut it off. So yes, change the subject there. It's going to be Christmas, okay? Now, I love Christmas. This year is going to be a really odd one, isn't it? Because, you know, we're not going to be able to see the people that we want to see. Well, actually, you might not be seeing. You might be able to not see the people that you don't want to see. Who knows? So, here again, it opens that at the top. Okay, so this is where we currently are. So I've just made a division. So that just means that we've separated those pockets out. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one of those little thumb holes. Okay. So you can use you will use a circle thing. Now I don't know where the middle size one is. I've got grandpa and baby by the looks of it here. So I don't know, might use this one. It's just a bigger version of the one I used on the previous one. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit out. I know you all know how to use one of these punches, so right. Before I do that, one of the big things to do is these very often, because they bypass, the blades bypass each other, so they're like scissors and they slice like this. If it's not the right thickness, it'll get trapped in the mechanism, so it kind of pushes the paper down between and it doesn't cut. So best thing to do is find a piece of cardboard and stick the cardboard in your bite and then cut it. And that way then you're going to be, please work, you're going to be sure that it's going to bite it. I always think that they're like really violent, those things. There you go. So, and the reason why I've taken it out of this as well is because otherwise you just end up with like a squared off bit there. Okay, now I've got a little bit of a chunk out of this cardboard. I'll use it for something, who knows. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. So just putting that onto there. Okay. So again, just making. Now you could have lined them up, like I didn't. You could have done it. You know, that's entirely up to you. If you want to have yours lined up, you can. But I decided not to. I'd love to say I decided not to, but like. I can't, because I can't lie. I wished I had, but I didn't. So, it's only an envelope at the end of the day. Okay, so what I've done is I've created the 2 pockets, okay, and now you also want to think about how you're going to get the things out of here. So, what I like is, I like a bit more of an organic kind, you know what I'm like. You know what I'm like. So I like a bit more of an organic. I don't know why I have to say it like that when I say organic. I sound like firmer. So I've just torn it here, and there's a bit of plastic now I can see. So that's torn, isn't it? Just cut the bit of plastic out, Dave. A bit of a rip. There we go. Get rid of the plastic. The plastic is just from the window. Okay. Don't forget, they are plastic. That's not glassine like it used to be. Okay. And on this one, I might have it so that like that. Let's just see if I can get it to clip. No, I can't. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just have another bit of organic bit here. So there we go. So you've just created somewhere so that people know that there is something in there. Okay. So what I wanted to say to you is I had made a great sample which isn't up here, and all I'd made it out of, I'll put it in the feed and I'll show you what it is a bit later. Okay, but all I've made it out of is these. Anybody gets these? You can't tell I'm a hoarder, can you? What labels? What from clothes and things? Somebody obviously buys too many clothes, clearly. Yeah. So I can tell you now, I am not the only person here in this room or in this room that gets these kind of labels from their clothes. And the other thing you can use are perfume labels. Do you know when you go and get? I've got to admit, I do kind of like, you know, possibly take a few more than I should. He says. No, I used to know somebody who worked in that field. But back to this. So clothing labels. That's not a clothing label, Dave. Clothing labels. This is a great way to use these because they fit perfectly in this kind of size envelope. Okay, so use them up. Keep them from Christmas. All those tags that you get at Christmas, take them off and use them and keep them. Okay, because this is what you can use them for. So all of these things that you get, they're great. It's substrate, you know, you're probably going to cover it up anyway. You can't tell what size I am, can you? Oh look, it's 38 again. Yes, I know. Fat face. Yes, I do have one. So what? So you can't tell I shop at Next a lot either, can you? So yeah, all of these labels, great for making these things. And like, think about it. Look at these. This is just collar stiffeners that some fellas get. So you get these collar stiffeners. Now you can use those in crafts. But like, look at that little lovely little envelope. That would make a great little insert for in there. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use up some of these things. I'm not going to use that today. So I'm just going to start thinking about what sizes. So these kind of things are great for making like, you can make it into a card. You could make it into something that's going to tuck in. You know, it's cardboard at the end of the day. It's free cardboard. Okay, these with a nice bit of sewing on it. You know, oh, that was cheap. Interesting shape ones. I'd love to get more. I only seem to shop at Next. I'm just going to get rid of. I'm going to use that possibly. That might go in as a tuck. Might be a bit long. Here it is. Might use that. Sometimes they open up, so they are like, you know, a fold out one. I'll use that. And what else shall I use? Just use another Next one. Let's use that. Okay, so get rid of the things that I don't need. Now, the one I made downstairs was kind of the one. I didn't make it downstairs, I made it up here. Stupidly took it downstairs to show Brian last night when he came in, he came in after work. Oh no, I went and fetched him from work. Because I'm good like that. I'm good like that. Not only went and fetched him from work, but the other night I took him home as well. So, anyway, he only lives up the road. It's not like he has to walk like miles. So, what was I saying? Get a grip, Dave. Okay, so these tags are perfect. They're little ready-made tags, but obviously you don't want to leave them like that, so you want to decorate them. Let's stick this bit down as well. So you're going to turn these into pockets. So what you're going to need to do is you're just going to need to stick along here. And stick it down. I'm going to flip it over and do the one on the inside. So stick it in there. Sorry, I went quite deliberately because I thought, I need to give you guys a break from listening to me. I think you know something. I notice how much I talk more when I've been on my own. Because when you're on your own, you don't tend to talk to yourself. Well, you do talk to yourself, but you kind of don't necessarily always talk out loud. Sometimes it's just in your head, although not always. So I'm going to have, I think I'm going to use, I don't know which one, just picking which one I want to use on the front. Okay, so I'm just looking at size for now. So this is stretched to fit, so it should fit. So yeah, and so and it also helps you plan where you're going to put your images. Okay, that'll fit. Will that fit in one of them? No. So if that becomes one of the other tags, that'll fit in a pocket, won't it? Yeah, it will. So we'll use that. That won't, but we can just always take the tag off the bottom, keep the tag off the bottom. That'll now fit in there. That's great. And then we can use the tag at the bottom for a little tuck, which is what I did on the other one. Okay, so that's a bit of packing as well. So just think about packing. I'm trying to find ways for you to create less waste, because we do sometimes. Sorry, I've just had a look at the numbers, and I've kind of like dropped by 2/3. Clearly not as entertaining as I think I am. Okay, I'm trying not to focus. Don't focus on it, Dave. Don't focus on it. Don't focus on it. It's not a measure of your popularity. Okay, so I'm just thinking, how big do I want that and where am I going to put it? So I'm going to cut it off at about where the next thing is. Next, they're getting a good bit of advertising from me today, aren't they? So yeah, let's just cut it here. So I should have changed my blade before I started this, because yes, somebody said, I think at the start they said, cut it on a glass mat. Yes, I know, I should be cutting on my soft mat, but like, I don't know where it is. It's one of those things. It's lost in the ether along with many other things. Okay, so I'm going to make this into a tag to go into this pocket. Okay, so I am going to use my punch. Well, would do if we could get hold of it. Slippery little thing that it is. And I'm going to put a bit of fabric through there, and I think I'm probably going to use the same fabric that I did on the front, not with a bit of plastic on it though, Dave. Yeah, I'll just cut it down with my, what are these called? Pinking shears? Is that right? I've always called them pinking shears. That's because my mum always called them pinking shears, but I don't know whether that's actually the technical term for them. Is it? Somebody out there will know. Somebody who is more of a sewist than I am. A sewist. So yeah, so I'm going to have that as so, soist, so, so. Okay, so I'm going to have that as a little tag. Okay, so I just wanted to check it for size. Kind of, just bear with me. I just need to get a drink. I just need to get my train of thought back on the tracks. So, okay, so now we're gonna make these tags. I'm just looking at the time. Sorry, folks. So all I'm going to do, all I'm using it is as a substrate. I'm not worrying about, you know, what's on it. I'm just thinking, you know, you can keep some elements of it. You just need to have a look and play. And yeah, I'm happy with that. So, yeah, I might have that on there. Do I want a bit of fabric? Let's bring a bit of fabric into the shot. What have I got? It's quite interesting, I like that. Let's get that out of shot for now. So just start having a bit of a place about where you might lay things out and how you might have it. Now I quite like having a bit of text showing. Worcester agrees, he's just grumbled. So well, he's either agreeing or he's saying, no, don't do it, Dad, don't do it. I'm going to get my trusty bit of wallpaper out, because you know I like my trusty wallpaper. And I'm going to tear into it, make a little bit of a rip that I might quite like. Well, I might have that, I don't know. Let's put that on there first. Put that on there. So, not sure now. My brain has gone somewhere else, that's why, folks. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so you know, once your brain leaves you, there's nothing left. With me, there's definitely nothing left. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure whether I might have that in on there like that. Yeah, okay, right. So I'm just going to cut this off. Don't cut it too short, Dave. Put it about there. That might be too short. I don't think I'm going to sew this on. The simple reason for that is this is really thick and I really don't want to be breaking a needle. I've never broken a needle, and the whole idea of it really scares the living daylights out of me. I don't know what it is. But like, I always think it's going to like shatter and go in my eye, although I wear glasses, so like it's going to have to be like an Olympic champion to get in my eye. You know, a couple of backflips, etc., to get under my glasses as it flies off the sewing machine. Dave, shut up. Okay, so I'm just sticking that on there, and I've left this bit up because I might just fray that off in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to leave it for a couple of seconds because this is quite tacky and you end up like making it a bit dirty. See how it sticks to your fingers. Okay, so I'm going to stick that on there. Stick it on there. I'm just going to create a bit of a space for where the thing's going. You know I like a messy craft. You know it has to be a bit untidy. Yes, I've had somebody comment on YouTube about how untidy my crafts are. So, you know, I always think if somebody passes a comment, they've been interested enough to actually watch in the first place. So, you know, it's a win-win situation. And then if they're passing comment, it's usually because they can't think of anything else to say. So anyway, I mean, it just, don't get me wrong, you know, it gets to you sometimes. They do get to you, and they do it because they know that they're going to get to you. So I always try to keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to stick that on there. Okay, so we've got a little bit of that showing. Okay. We've got too much of that showing. Spotlight. And I might bring that in there. Yeah. I'm just going to have that on here. Yeah, have that on there. Sorry, I'm gluing off camera now. I'm using my, I don't know why I'm using my Elmer's glue. I do love the Elmer's glue, I will say, but I don't have a lot of it left, and I try not to use it, which then I think, well, you never use it if you don't use it, Dave. And I think I might put a word on here. Okay, so these are Leone's. So these are Leone's words made by Clarity, I think they are. So that's perfect for me. Where did the time go? Yeah, it's 22. Is it 22? Yeah, it's 22. Is it 22? Yeah, it's 22. Shut up, Dave. Let's do something like this, because it's too big and you like it to be a little bit of a challenge. Put that down there. I'm going to cut that there. So don't be afraid to cut these words up, by the way. You are a bit... I could always change that last word, couldn't I? And my brain's thinking, oh, you could change that. You're a little bit gesso. I don't know why you'd want to say something that's a little bit gesso. But I like playing with words. I like being... so you can get a little bit gorgeous, you're a little bit grateful, you're a little bit groovy, you're a little bit goddess. Oh, I know that. No, a little, sorry, not goddess, diva. Oh no, a bit of a diva. Okay, so we created a little tag out of a bit of stuff that you'd throw away. You know me, I'm a bit of a womble. I like my wombling free. So I'm just going to put a little tiny blibbity blob of glue there. Blibbity blob, that's a technical term. Okay, and I might give it a sew. I might give it a sew, but I need it to dry, otherwise it'll get stuck around my needle. It'll get all claggy around my needle. Claggy, oh. You know when you put something out of camera and everything falls over? That's what's just happened. So I've made a little tag there. A little tag. A little house on the prairie is what I was thinking, but then I was thinking, oh, a little tag made by the something that rhymes with prairie. That, yeah, okay, that I think is funny, but other people might not think is funny. Okay, so I won't say, but it rhymes with prairie, and it's a euphemism for a gay man. And being a gay man, I'm allowed to say it, but I won't say it out loud. So yeah, you know, that just on those kind of like things that you use, words that you use to describe people. You know, when people say, please don't call me that, and then you think, oh, hang on a minute, I've just heard you call yourself that. That's fine. You can call yourself anything you like. Other people do not have that right. So all I've done is just put a bit of a sew there. So there. I might put that in there. I did think I was going to put the other one in there, but let's just see where that sits. Oh, I like, you see, look, hey you. Somebody can see that. Hey you. Okay, so just another little thing. I'm not worrying too much. I'm literally going to use what's in front of me, which is a very big change for me. So I'm going to use that, I think. Honestly, I can't stop my brain from being where it is, which isn't here in the room, which is no good really, is it? So just fraying this bit off at the edge. So just so that it's got a bit of texture. We all like a bit of texture, don't we? Just gonna stick that on there. Oh, hang on. What should I do? Should I put something behind it this time? Maybe. Oh, I was looking through this earlier today. This is a 1986 Reader's Digest, and there are some interesting things in here. I showed it to Brian. These are the kind of things that I like. The collecting. Look at that beautiful bathroom. Terrible. Oh, a Ford Orion. You could buy a Ford Orion. Sorry, I'm totally distracted now. But there's a thing in here about South Africa at the brink. It was about, oh, what page is it? Page 29. You don't really need to see this, but I just wanted to show you. I just thought it was interesting. South Africa, will white rule end? Yes, thank goodness. So it did end. I can't remember when it was, because if this is 1986, I remember going past, was it, oh, whatever it was in London, and there always used to be campaigners out there. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some text that I like. No, that's all about death. Oh, I might use some of this. So yeah, and I remember campaigning. I remember going on a march as well to free Nelson Mandela. So Julio Iglesias, yes. I kind of half noticed that Julio Iglesias. Is that how you say his name? Julio Iglesias. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick that on there. Is it Julio? Yeah, somebody will tell me. And like, because it's not spelled. I'm dyslexic, so unless it's spelt how you say it, I've got no chance. So I wouldn't if I can't pronounce your name, I will deliberately avoid it because I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to feel uncomfortable, and all of that. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that on there, kind of the half on, half off bit. So yeah. So sometimes I'll see your name in the feed and think I can't read you out because I can't pronounce your name and I don't want to offend anybody. So, although I do wish I had a name that nobody could pronounce, but unfortunately Dave is not one of them. So I'm going to put that on there. Although I'm sure there's some people that, like, if English isn't the first language, that Dave might struggle. They might struggle with Dave. I kind of answer to anything anyway. I was a teacher for so long that oi is my preferred pronoun. No, it isn't. Don't call me oi. Oh, my pronouns, by the way, I like he, him, his, but don't assume. So ask somebody what their preferred pronouns are. That's why I'll never say. I never assume that all the people watching me are ladies. I know there are some people who do it, and I'm just saying out loud that, you know, I deliberately won't watch somebody who has just said, you know, good morning ladies or good afternoon ladies. I think, okay, clearly not for me here, because, you know, and also there are some people who are trans, so they wouldn't want to watch because they might refer to themselves as they and them, or their and theirs, they, them and theirs, or ze, zim and zia, or d, dim and dear, not dear, but dire, I think it is, when you refer to them as past tense, theirs, that kind of thing. Anyway, ask somebody what their preferred pronouns are. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, folks. I'll get off my soapbox now. You watch the numbers plummet as now I've expressed. I can't get that off, so I'm going to cover that up with something. You know, next. Come on, next. You know, you should have known that I might want to use this as from a crafty point of view. Make your labels easier to peel. So, can't remember what it is. Is it dear or dire? Dire, I think it is. And it's a plural. I don't know. I ask that person. So, I think I'll try and find out for you. Anyway, so there you go. So, and that's just a little. I've made just a little kind of like little talk. I would probably put something on there. One of my little people. Don't try and do a French. That's not a French accent, though. Don't try and do a Irish accent. Although my dad was Irish from Dublin, and all of his family spoke with a very strong Irish accent. Can I do an Irish accent? No. Didn't really know much about my dad's family, because they kind of like didn't have much to do with us. I don't think they were very fond of us, really. So I might find one of my little people. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera, but I'm looking for one of my little people. No, stop doing that, Dave. One of my little Tim Holtz doll things. Well, you know, when they're leaning on something, you really need to give them something to lean on. So I like them when they're just stood somewhere. He needs something, a flash of colour behind him to make him stand out, because he's kind of like a bit camouflage, blending in the background. So I might take don't quite like that. Sorry if it offends you. It doesn't offend me, so anyway, like I say, I will put the one that I'm so annoyed with myself, you know, for not bringing that upstairs. I kind of didn't get my act together today. So, still in the throes of, do I look alright? Is my nose like really horrible? I had to kind of put a bit of makeup on today to kind of take the redness off it. But then when you put makeup on it, it highlights where your scabbiness is. I know this is a horrible thing to talk about, but acne rosacea, it affects lots of people. So, and I am brave enough to talk out loud about it. I don't think it's now called acne rosacea. I think it's just called rosacea or rosacea. I think rosacea. Actually, sorry. But it's not very nice. If you get it, I completely understand how it can knock your confidence. Oh, you see, look, that's what was missing. I was thinking, what was missing? You know me, I like it to look a bit grungy looking. See how much warmer that is. I still don't know whether he's the right person, because he doesn't really stand out. But what I'll be doing is, we've only got 7 minutes left, and all I'll be doing for the next 7 minutes is trying to find the right thing. So, but you know, you don't mind, do you? So anyway, let's see. Oh, I quite like him as well, but I think he's a bit tall. Oh, is he a bit tall? Sorry. Would you mind if I chopped your legs off? Oh no, I don't want to chop your legs off. I really like you. So, how about him with a dog? Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'll stick that on there. You're all thinking, thank goodness for that. It's taken him 4 hours just to choose somebody. Can you imagine what it'd be like picking somebody out of a lineup? Not really the right glue, but never mind. I'm just going to stick that. I'm going to anchor him onto that line there. There we go. We've just created a little pocket to go in. I might have to put it in there. Okay. So for these single slots, just want to mention that before I go. That's the last one. Somebody said, "Oh, that was really nice what you used," and I used this exclamation mark, and it's actually a fragrance tester card from Dupe, and it fits perfectly, snug as a bug in a rug, or snug as an exclamation mark in an envelope. So that's what I used for that last time, and all I did was I just covered that bit up with I think I just put a word on it. I can't remember what was on it. What is it on it? It's in here. Let's have a look. Oh no, look, there you go. Just covered it up with a raspberry, bit of card, and a word. So that's all you need to do. Just look around at what you've got. I am really trying to tell you not to go out and buy loads of stuff, because it's that time of year. You shouldn't be buying stuff now anyway, because somebody's probably bought it you for your Christmas present. So use what you've got. Nothing more annoying when I've bought something for Brian, because Brian's my crafty friend. I've bought something for Brian, and he's only gone out and bought it in the meantime. I think on the run up to Christmas, you're not allowed to buy anything. So it's interesting. Pick up a pair of scissors and everything comes with it. So all I've done is do a bit of that. I'll have a bit of fabric on this one. Bit of frayed fabric. Speed fraying. Going to fray this fabric completely off, so not completely off, otherwise I'll just end up with a piece of string, wouldn't I? So you know what I mean, just fluffing it out a bit, fluff it in. Oh dear, don't start with your fluffing, Dave. Yeah, just fluff that out, and I'm going to find a little word to put on. I need to get some more stuff. I like to keep the bottle nice and full. I do have some actually. I just realised I've just seen it at my peripheral vision. I'm just going to stick that on there. So what shall I put on here? I just want a word. Shall I have fly, free, or soar, or dance, or dream, or stop singing them, Dave? Oh dear. Idea. There you go. Exclamation mark. Idea. You know when you want your glue to come out really quickly because you want to do something really fast and it doesn't? You know, that irritating thing that happens. I'll have it off to one side. There you go. And we've got a little tag now to go in there. Anyway, I'm not going to finish all of this today. The whole point was to show you how to make the envelope bit, not to... You can make your own tags. I just wanted to have a bit of a play while I was doing it. So, please start using these clothing labels. If anybody from anywhere wants to send me your clothing labels, then oh blimey, I could be making a rush for my own back here. But if you want to send me them, you know, if they're interesting or funky or different or brightly coloured or women's clothes, because I don't have women's clothes. I do have a couple, I will say. I've recently bought a nice jumper that I really liked, and I bought it. It's in the women's department, but you know, so what? I am a 21st century man. I don't care. The only problem is they're a bit short, so it might look like a bit of a crop top, but I liked it, so I bought it. So anyway, back to this. So use these to create things like this. Yeah, so basically that's all that I did for that. And use your envelopes to create little pockets. And like, see how easy that is. You actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you get a tuck on here. 7 places. 7 places to be able to put things. That is a fantastic amount from one little small envelope. So anyway, that's it. I'm done. I am going to go. It's 4 o'clock. You've had enough of me. I am going to go. I am going to go and I'll carry on because I'll do another hour that I put on my YouTube videos. So I'm going to go. So thank you very much for watching me. I hope I have given you some inspiration to make one of these. I hope you didn't think it was all a bit meh. I hope that you will come back. And I just want to say, my name's Dash of Dave, also known as Dave, also known as Crafty Moose. I am happy to answer any of your comments, and I will get round to them later today. I love you all, without exception, until you give me a reason not to. Take care, folks. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big kisses, big crafty hugs, and I'll see you soon. Thanks very much, folks. Have a lovely week. Take care. Bye. Bye. Stop the video. Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. No.